Huh.
She's a crazy Chinese pony.
Yep.
She can't speak English. It's a good thing I can speak Chinese.
You're learning.
Just as long as you don't start with wax on, wax off, we're perfectly fine.
Well, Fraser would be the one to do that.
Wax off.
In any case, hello every pony. Postscript of the Brony Crusaders here. We're here with episode 22, Down Home Apple. We're continuing on our series of main cast covers. We're going to talk about Applejack. We're going to talk about her best features, her worst features, best episodes, worst episodes, ships, bad ships, crack ships, whatever the fuck you want to talk about. And we have here with the introductions my wonderful and the best and the most amazing girl in the world, my sweetheart Rosie.
Is she even here? There she is.
I knew she was. And then we also have
This is
Jake.
the guy that complains about me and my boyfriend.
just got back from downstairs, so.
You're so quiet. I miss you, Rosie. I love you.
We also have Jake Hammerquist.
The following podcast has been brought to you by Sweet Apple Acre Apples.
And we have D Birch.
Besides,
How about the apples?
And joining us for probably the first time, he wants to join because he wants to rant and rave about how wonderful Applejack is. Deckard Spade.
Something applesauce.
Yeah, and I'm sure you want to taste that applesauce. And we also have Painted Patience.
I know. Get my rope.
I'm afraid of what Deckard, you might want to run. I'm afraid of what she wants to do with that rope.
And we also have Prophetic Prose.
she can do whatever she wants to me with that rope. I mean, what?
And we have FaithStar.
Howdy.
And we have joining for us for, I think, the first time, is KickIt.
Howdy, y'all.
Dear God, I was hoping nobody was going to do that. I was trying to keep from doing that. And I live in Oklahoma.
Southern. Oh, some apples.
You should have did that right after Jake. I was waiting for it. Where it was going we should do a cover of that.
Like I've been saying, where the hell is Cedric when we need her?
Exactly. But then again, if Citrus was here, then me and him would be fighting who's the better apple bloom.
Yeah, you probably would.
Apple Bloom fell into the mirror pool. That's why we got two of them. Jesus Christ.
Motherfucker.
Oh my god.
We have a devil apple bloom and a ghetto apple bloom. We haven't figured out which one is the more evil one. Anyways.
Straight out of Appleton, comes straight from the orchard.
Oh my god.
Thank you and good night.
Apple Bloom, we're here to talk about her hot sister. I mean, what?
So we're going to go around table, not round table. We're going to go around here in a circle and talk about Applejack and who wants to start. And what do you want to start with? Because like I said, there's a lot we can cover.
I'll start. Applejack is best background pony. That's how you start stuff.
Hell no!
Why do I have a feeling he's gonna do that?
I'm gonna whack you with the frying pan. No, this is what it really needs. I know. Get my rope for real.
Oh, Galen!
Hey, whatever gets you off. Anyways.
And there it is.
I would say what getting off is what he's getting on.
No.
Somebody just...
No. Applejack. Let's go.
Well, Panda is going for an 8-second ride.
Wait, what was the question?
We're talking about apple pony. We were
I
talking,
think
we were talking about Applejack. Oh, sorry.
I think Applejack is probably one of the best ponies out there. I felt like I was more drawn to her than any of the other characters of the main 6, at least. Keyword. She reminds me a lot of myself because in IRL I am, I guess, semi a farmer. I take care of the horses and I help my dad with the garden and all that stuff. So I know a lot what Applejack has to deal with. Minus fucking let's sit and kick a tree. And it's gonna fall out. Nope, that doesn't work. You end up with the broken foot. But
Damn dog.
Applejack, I feel like one of her worst qualities is probably the fact that she's actually not as honest as you think she is. She could do a lot better. I mean, I feel like Rainbow Dash is more honest than she is, and Applejack's just more loyal.
Yeah.
My friendship is. What did you get here?
Friendship is not magic. Friendship is manly.
Friendship is manly. That is an awesome series.
They made the second
know,
one,
right?
and now I'm waiting for the third one for Starlight to show up. Yes!
Third one.
I'll save what I consider Applejack's big flaws are when it gets to my turn. But all I can say is I can't really agree with that.
Also, best Applejack ship is totally with that caramel pony person and Pinkie Pie. I can totally see Applejack with Pinkie Pie. I want apple pie. Give me some apple pie.
But they're related! No!
But that's incest!
They're not related. I will not consider that. Heck, we didn't find out that they were fully not apples. And that drove me nuts, because when they played my favorite song, that Apples to the Core, now it just pisses me off because that song is a lie now.
Plus, it didn't stop Big Mac and Marble Pie from giving Google eyes at each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
True. You can't get off me with Big Mac.
But I mean, we gotta say, Big Mac and them might not know about that.
Well, the thing is, even if they are related, they're related by an extremely distant relationship, which is actually perfectly legal and socially acceptable.
In some places, yes.
Yeah.
In anywhere,
Basically,
because it's so fucking distant. I mean, did you hear the distance in that relationship?
Yeah, so even if it's true, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Even if it is true, it wouldn't matter because it's by, multiples upon multiples of generations of cousins.
Y'all are missing, one of the biggest points you could point out. They're lesbians!
Heck, where I'm living at, it pretty much might as well be Kentucky. You can get married and get divorced and just still be related.
Yep.
That's why I won't date around my area.
Uh-huh.
But like I said, yes, you could sit there and harp on, they'll be lesbians. There's nothing wrong with that, and then I can't argue against that. No, I can't. I can just gotta sit there and shake my head, going, I can't find any way around this. Usually, my dog is sitting here, and I look at him going, "Can you help me with this?" And he just goes, "No." Prick.
Nope.
Nope. Just give me that apple pie.
That is one of my best. That is one of the best quotes that I remember hearing about the whole gay marriage argument. Is all the people who are trying to fight against it secretly they all want it to pass because everybody wants a hot lesbian couple to move in right next door.
Exactly. Unless there's some ugly person that just can't get.
And as a result, they think to themselves, maybe I will be. And then as a result, they think to themselves, maybe I will be invited into the threesome.
Well, we know something.
But I love how he went from Applejack to gay marriage.
Yeah, we went from.
Hey, we were talking about a lesbian relationship.
Hey, it's
Yeah, we went
okay.
from
Apple
Applejack
pie
to-
is okay.
Hell, we went from
Alright.
Applejack to autoerotic asphyxiation earlier.
We need to have like a little thing, an actual diagram of whose turn it is, so we can keep up.
No, that's okay. Next, I'm done.
That's part of the fun of this podcast. The spontaneity of it is just yes.
All right,
Who wants a
Who's
piece of the
next?
pie next?
Faith, go for it.
Really?
Piggy Pie was last episode.
Oh my god. Oh, Applejack. What can I say? She's an awesome character, I'll tell you that. And some way she had a big family. So do I. I can relate to a big family. Let's see. From favorite episodes where she has this crazy. Well, she's trying to get like a family reunion going on thing. And she's like the organizing every family, and where she. And somehow that it didn't work out. Yeah.
I was gonna say she's very family oriented. We all know this.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Mhm. And then I just love it, like like she tries so hard to try to get everything together, but it all flops. But she works it out with everyone together to fix the farm and everything. I love about that episode. Children. Yeah, I love the song too. Raise the farm, raise the farm.
Easily the best. Easily the best part of that episode.
Yep.
Yes.
Best part about that episode was Babs coming back.
Yeah.
That too.
Yes.
Bacon
yes.
beer pone.
Mhm.
No.
I thought that was sunset.
Oh, shit.
Baby Applejack is adorable.
So,
Who wants the apple fritter?
I want an apple fritter.
Not going to comment on the apple fritter.
Actually, never had an apple
Apple fritter
but
is
it was
love.
delicious.
Apple fritter is love. Apple fritter is life.
yeah.
I agree with that.
I've legit never had an apple fritter before, but they look so good.
Yeah.
You ain't missing out on nothing.
Aw.
It's delicious though. I want one.
Never had an apple fritter. Bread, I did have like a donut that has like an apple flavor taste. It was really, really good.
You guys
Sounds
remember episode 1 when Applejack was introducing her family members to Twilight?
Yes.
There actually is an apple
Yeah.
fritter in the
Yes.
Yes, there is
I'm
an apple
hungry
fritter
again.
character in this series, but that's beside my point. I can relate to that. I have a very big family.
I
Yeah.
can definitely relate to Applejack's family as well. The fact that if you were to look at my mom's side, we're a bunch of Mexicans. We are full of peoples, and then you get to my dad's side, we're all country folk. Guess what? That's an even bigger family.
Oh my god, if
fam-
you saw people were on my mom's side of the family.
And my family is kind of strewn evenly across this country. Hell, it's like every other week I find out about a relative that I haven't even met yet.
I'm literally related to everybody in my town.
I'm not sure with my dad's side, but my mom's side, she has 7 uncles, a lot of cousins, so I don't know. So
It's a madhouse, I imagine.
My grandmother on my mom's side is, I think, the oldest of 12 or 13. She has 12 siblings.
Holy
So,
fuck!
I was going through school, and I would bring home a name to my aunt or my mother, and every single time they'd be telling me, yeah, that's your cousin. Apparently, in my hometown, I'm related to like half of the people.
Yep, same here.
That's what happens when I go up to New York.
hi, New York.
Down here, I'm an in-law related to half of the people.
oh Christ.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, spin the wheel. Who's next?
Round and round and round it goes.
I don't know. I don't have a spinning wheel like I did for that sleeping special.
I guess I can go next.
Okay, then how about the... Eeny, meeny,
Go
miny,
for
Deckard.
it, Deckard. Go
Okay.
for it, Deckard. Sure.
So we're sharing all of it at the same time, I'm guessing? Or...
Whatever you want to say about Applejack. And yeah, everything you want to say about Applejack, spill it.
Well, let's see. She's the most honest pony, and some of the funnier moments that you get from her are from her being so bad at lying.
Am I
I guess
the only one who has had to decide that that's a real thing?
What?
being really bad at lying.
I have figured out I am so bad at lying, it's better off just to be honest. And sometimes I'm just too bluntly honest.
Same here. I'm on Ino's side with this part.
I remember being a terrible liar when I was a kid, but kind of learned how to be a good one as an adult.
I'm talking about now.
All kids are terrible liars.
I suck at lying, so I just always tell people the truth. Exactly what's on my mind.
But it's like, did you break this? No.
The floor did.
Well.
The floor did.
What do you have to say about this?
Technically, that is still true. I didn't break it, the floor did. Wall did.
My mom would know when things in the house were broken by me because she finally told me she had a thought about me. She kind of figured me more as a bull going through a china shop. I never knew my own strength, even now. But especially as a kid growing up.
I normally can't get away with breaking stuff and lying to my mom about it. A, because she'll know because we're the only two people that live in this house.
That usually doesn't help.
Yeah, and B, she's usually like right there in front of me when something breaks, so I kind of can't.
The wind blew it over. We don't have any wind on the inside of this house.
So
I swear we're possessed.
Where the apple lies. What are your thoughts on that episode?
I don't remember it.
Is that the one where they wound up being all...
one of the funnier episodes from season 6.
Is that the one where they wound up in the hospital?
Yeah, she lies her way into the hospital, and Big Mac loses a leg.
I'm putting my mouth shut on this because I'm doing a review on that.
That's the one with the freaking shining twins in the background.
She nearly had my favorite character destroyed.
See,
but give her a pass. She was only a kid. She was only a kid in the episode.
I don't care. You almost killed your brother.
See, I can appreciate the fact that it's like her younger, and then trying to lie for a good reason, and then getting out of control. That's where the comedy lies in the episode. But at the same time, it's kind of cringy when you see her lie so much, and you're like, why is Best Pony doing this? Oh God, why is Best Pony doing this?
That's how it was for me too. Like, aside from like some of the background stuff, like for example the twins from The Shining, like the majority of the time I was cringing like hell watching most of it.
Big Mac talked.
I don't know what y'all.
Oh
are
my
talking
God,
about.
Big Mac talked. It was awesome.
I don't know what.
Yeah, but Big Mac talks a lot now.
That's probably a part of it. Big Mac annoyed the crap out of me because he wasn't shut up.
I don't know what y'all were talking about. I was laughing my ass off.
I like talking to Big Mac.
Talkative Big Mac was fun, and Talkative Big Mac actually was more honest than Applejack back then. Now he just lies through silence.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, unless he's talking to Sugar Belle.
Or if he's angry at the Crusaders.
No potions.
No.
I just go away.
Role reversal. Applejack just being like, nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I love that.
Aside from that is easily the best part of that episode because I kind of honestly hated it. Aside from that,
That was a really good scene. I loved it.
Well, it played off of the two siblings. It was like awesome to kind of see that happen backwards for a moment.
Yeah.
It's not like it took up the entire episode. So
Your daddy even gonna talk to us? No, but your usually silent brother is.
yep. And that is when they knew they fucked up.
Apple Bloom looking up at Big Mac. Oni-chan?
Oni-chan. Who said that? Oni-chan. Which one of you damn motherfuckers just said that shit? Was you Strict Bean? You skinny ass motherfucker. Turn around and say it again.
Everyone, right? I know John Arlie Ermy on us.
He-chan.
Oh! Now you fucked up!
Attack of the Onis.
Does He-chan want an apple?
I still love that clip.
Also, I do like the fact that they carried over Applejack wearing the dad's hat. That's the only other thing I could say. That was like an aww.
That's cool.
Maximum feels achieved.
Episode ever. Oh my god. Oh my god. Best episode.
So
That is my absolute favorite episode of the entire series. I don't care what anyone says.
Which one? The perfect pair?
Yes.
Yeah. I love this.
I suffered a THA during the episode Technical Heart Attack.
Some liquid pride was shed.
Yes, very much. I can admit it. I'm a man. I can admit I cried during ponies. What? I'm a man, damn it.
Man cries.
I'm a man. I cried at pastel-colored ponies.
I cried at ponies at Disney.
Man, we are so off topic today.
Oh yeah, totally on topic here. No problems at all.
So if Deckard is done, let's pick who's next.
Are you done?
Yeah, no, I think that's about it for right now.
Okay.
Who hasn't
I'll
gone?
go next. Okay, I'll go next. First of all, AJ's best pony. Just putting that out there. And one of the many reasons why I like Applejack is because she is so very much down to earth compared to everyone else, and it is like, I mean, I love a good
No earth pony
humor.
puns allowed. No earth pony puns allowed. Just letting you know.
Don't worry, I got you.
That
But I'm just saying, it's like
pony-
I love
down to
off
earth.
the wall. It's like I love off the wall humor. I mean, hell, Pinkie Pie is second favorite pony, but because of how grounded she is, I'm sorry, that pun totally not intended. I await my punishment now.
I thought
But
it was kind of funny.
But anyway, yeah, because AJ is the type of character that takes no shit. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, there wasn't really much development for her to really work with, but most of her episodes sort of centered around the fact that she can be rather bullheaded at times. I think that's probably the worst aspect of her character. She gets so into herself, she becomes blind to the world around her. Whether it be like denying that she needs help, to not opening up to failures from her and stuff, and especially from where the apple lies, where as a kid she was kind of a compulsive liar, but we've seen how she grew out of that.
I think that was a
And-
little bit more fan service, but also that was a chance to show that she had grown in the past to be a more grown-up character, as what we've seen going through the series is what we've seen right now. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen her
And I think that's probably
not doing a whole lot of growth since the series started. But before the series started, she did a little bit of growing up to do. Is what I meant.
And it's like there isn't really much to do with Applejack in terms of development because she's already content with herself. It's more like the episodes are written around her, which is kind of where the background pony comparison comes from. Like she feels more like window dressing in her own story on occasion.
I actually don't believe that. I think there's a lot to Applejack that people don't see. Just for the fact that she is a farm pony, there's a lot to do. Yeah, she has to learn, hey, you need to take a break sometimes. She had to learn to actually be honest to become the honest pony we know today.
The spot episode was important too, being able to see things from a different perspective, being able to step back from your work so that you could see that things from different perspective and pull things like steps or whatnot out that are unnecessary.
Exactly. It was one of the best episodes to help.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of a dull episode, but I will give that it was a great showcase of her character.
I mean, you got to see
give it that much.
You got to see her handiwork.
Like the episode itself very much.
You got to see her handiwork. You got to see her outlook. She had her day. I mean, she was literally just being herself, helping other ponies. She got to relax, but then she got back to the farm and was shown by others the same thing that she did for others herself. That she wasn't looking at her world the way she was looking at others' worlds.
Right.
By taking out all these unnecessary steps, she was able to be more efficient with taking care of her animals, and therefore was able to have more time off.
Yep.
And wouldn't be so hard on her.
I will admit it. Oh, sorry.
Anyways, that was it.
Yeah, and I was just saying that, like, in terms of my favorite Applejack episodes, she happens to star in two of my favorite Perfect Pair, as we obviously talked about, and my personal favorite episode to date. I know how much of a popular opinion this is, but I don't care. Main Attraction.
Yes. That's my favorite Applejack episode.
Those are my two favorites too.
That's an awesome episode.
It's like it is. I mean, I'll admit it's more. It's more of a. It's more of just. It just feels like more an episode with Applejack that happens to star Applejack. Like I said, going back to the whole window dressing thing. I mean, she's the protagonist. She's like the main protagonist, but the episode wasn't really about her. But the fact that she was in it, it just kind of slotted there by default. But also on the reverse side. Oh, sorry.
It was her relationship with Ra-Ra that actually wound up causing the conflict in the first place.
Yeah.
True. And
Side note, Ra-Ra is adorable.
Yes, Ra-Ra is adorable. She is so cute. And honestly, I think there were two. I think there were two lessons in that one, but one of them wasn't technically stated.
Oh.
It was more implied, if anything.
Yeah, one's more implied and is kind of a statement against the current music industry. While the other one's, the kiddish kind of statement. And my God, you're snoring loud. Sometimes I hate this people.
Also, Ra-Ra is Pony Adele. Just saying that right now.
Really?
Also,
I thought she
on
was
the
supposed to be either pink.
Yes.
I thought she was either supposed to be pink or Lady Gaga.
I mean, when she was all poppy and stuff, she was Lady Gaga and stuff. But when she was doing her piano song at the end of the episode, which is
that was gorgeous.
Best song in the series, putting out my cards on the table.
You know, he actually put that up for like an Oscar.
Or an Emmy. It should have won that Emmy, goddammit.
It really should have. Oh my god.
But like when she was doing her piano ballad, that is when she became the Adele she was inside.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I was saying before, on the reverse side, she also happens to star in what I consider to be the worst episode of the show, Some Pony to Watch Over Me.
Yeah.
Because that is the episode I point to if I want to say this is Applejack at her absolute worst.
Well, a lot of people point to that episode as this is Applejack at her absolute worst because she's completely blind whenever it comes to her family. She doesn't see her little sister growing up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the textbook example I point to when I say that she can be rather thick-headed at times.
The same thing could be said about Rarity in Forever Philly. She doesn't see Sweetie as growing up.
I could actually.
But at least in the case of that episode, it's reasonable why Rarity has come to this conclusion. In Some Point to Watch Over Me, Applejack's reactions come off as unwarranted and unjustified.
Well, I mean, in a sense, you could look at it that way, but then again, if you look at Rarity's position versus Applejack's, as far as we know, the Apple parents are not there. So it's just Granny Smith, Big Mac, and Applejack.
And AJ.
Yeah, AJ, looking after Apple Bloom. Big Mac's always doing something. Granny Smith is always doing something. She's out getting like details for sales and stuff like that. Applejack is pretty much the go-between and to make sure the other chores get done besides Big Mac. So it really hasn't dawned on them probably as much that that Apple Bloom is growing up versus Rarity, who is just running her own business, running her own life, and then her sister just comes in and kind of, they've had their moments in the past, but she should have kind of realized that.
I mean, like it could have been forgivable if there had been like past episodes that kind of hinted at that, but no, there have been several episodes where it's all Applejack and Apple Bloom in a rather close-knit relationship. So her doing that in that episode just came out of nowhere and it just did not justify anything to me. So as far as I'm concerned, that is the worst episode of the show, let alone the worst episode having to feature Applejack.
Well, I just think of it as she still sees her as, too young to do anything and understand, what to do. So it was kind of like Apple Bloom's coming of age and they're having to realize it.
I guess so, but that episode still rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
All right, mic drop. Who's next?
Don't drop that mic. It's very expensive.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It's made of adamantium.
You want me to go next?
You break it, you buy it, pal.
This microphone was made of Wolverine's bones.
I'm questioning about
Don't
that.
ask. I know a guy. Don't ask.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, who's next?
We shall fill the seeds with his bones. Yes.
Shadow.
Oh God!
Here's somebody joining us extremely late. You can be the one to go next. Hi, Shadow Knight.
Okay.
Well, howdy. What can I say about Applejack? I'm kidding.
I will kick you right back out of the call. Don't ever fucking do that.
Buy some apples.
Hey, KickIt loves it.
He lives in Texas.
I live in Texas, dude.
I live in Oklahoma. I don't even want to hear that.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I will not do any more redneck jokes. I'll let you kick it 6 ticket from here.
Oh my
But
god.
anyway, now what I like about Applejack is her hardworking attitude. That's what I like about her. She basically has this ability to keep going until she has like this constant persistence where she doesn't stop till the job is done. Also, she has a stubborn streak about 15 miles long. Of course, then again, who doesn't have a stubborn streak 15 miles long? I have a stubborn streak 15 miles long.
Again, Texas.
All right, Michael. All right, Michael Machine Guy, take it down a notch.
Sorry. No, basically, I think I like Applejack. I mean, she's one of those characters where it's like hard worker, cares about her family and everything. Will literally go the extra mile to make sure her friends are, okay, and of course, will do everything to help her family out.
She's also the most level-headed out of the main 6.
And bullheaded.
I would say that a while ago, yeah.
Level-headed and bull-headed at the same time. How is that possible?
It's very possible.
She's grounded and down to earth, but very bullheaded.
Yes.
And very, very competitive, too.
This is true.
This is why her and Rainbow Dash are extremely shippable.
The answer, it will never happen.
I remember at the beginning of this fandom, the top ship with Rainbow Dash was her.
Yes, Applejack was extremely shit.
And then the slumber party episode happened, and then it just shipped to Applejack and Rah Rah, and I'm like going, yeah, here we go.
Did I miss Rosie's? I didn't want to miss hers. I had to go feed the horse.
Yet.
Don't
No,
worry,
Rosie hasn't
gone
talked yet.
I want to hear Rosie's thoughts.
I'm already done.
Yeah.
Okay. I think DB wanted to go next.
Well, if Rosie wants to go first, go right ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Rosie.
Well, I thought I don't relate to Applejack, but I really admire her for her honesty, and also her hardworking personality as well, and also being one of the best families in Equestria, being in the Apple family. But Cause the Main Attraction is my favorite Applejack episode because that she helped Rara made her discover her true self instead of being the pop star that manager Sven Gallop allowed her to be. But the best Rarity and Applejack episode that really admired Applejack was Made in Manhattan. And because of the one line that she said when they were trying to help Coco Pamela to revive the Midsummer Theatre, she said the most simplest and most well-said line in the entire series. Stop thinking what you can do and start thinking of what you can. And that really emphasized on how why the CUNY map sent Applejack instead of Twilight to solve the problem is that even though a big project like reviving a Midsummer Theatre, it might take a long time, but if you do a little contribution, bit by bit, it'll work out in the end. And Applejack actually demonstrated that well when she made the simple stage for the theatre she was perform on, and they inspired Coco Pamela really well because of her reaction to what she did, and it really brought the whole community in Manhattan back together because of what they did. And also, I know I got like mixed. Everybody's got mixed opinions on this episode, but I thought that Honest Apple was a really good Applejack episode. Although that she went a little bit too far in terms of her opinions, because like she was, she had to be bluntly honest about things, and that's not her fault. But when Rarity gave Applejack a taste of her own medicine, then she came to understand that being bluntly honest really hurts others' feelings, and she didn't even realize that at first when she really criticized on the designers' dresses for the fashion show, which almost made the fashion show a disaster and things. And but she made up for her mistake, and and she declared all three of them are the winners instead of choosing one winner because she thought if she chose one winner, it would be unfair to the other fashion designers.
I feel that episode is a great, like, yin and yang example of Applejack's character. Her blunt honesty being possibly her most positive attribute, and like we keep mentioning, her bullheaded attitude being her most negative attribute.
Very much.
Applejack was at her most rounded in that episode. I can definitely admit that.
Well, that's the thing. There's a difference between being honest and being bluntly honest. Like, you can be hurtful by being honest, or you can just be honest. Like, there's a difference between constructive criticism and just breaking somebody down.
Pretty much.
And destructive criticism.
Well, the other thing is
cousin does to me.
you have to factor in personal taste too. Her idea is things have to be functional; they have to be simple. So the idea of being simple and straightforward doesn't seem like a bad idea for her. But it also leads to
that episode more for the new characters that were introduced than Applejack herself, to be completely honest.
Especially the one Inky Rose.
I thought she was adorable.
I thought it
I
was
love her, so
And she's best goth pony.
Yes.
She was adorably gothic, yes.
I would to give her hugs and cookies. Mostly cookies.
I thought it was
Cookies
kind
in
of
the shape of skulls.
I thought
Yes.
I thought it was kind of a dick move that they turned Applejack into the Simon for the episode, though.
Simon Cowell.
Yes.
Well, because it kind of felt like, and I'll be honest with you, it kind of felt like, okay, Applejack, there's being honest, and there's being a really big skeleton warrior.
God damn it.
Oh my
Why?
god. Why?
Because I can't say the actual word, it's that offensive.
Anyway, before I to TB, there's one other thing I like about Applejack. Is being the voice of reason within the group, because someone mentioned earlier that she is the most lower-headed of the main six. And this really demonstrates it in Sisterhood Social. When Rarity talks to Applejack of why Sweetie Belle doesn't like being a sister all that much, then Applejack says, being sisters is a give and take. You do a lot of taking, but you don't get a lot of giving. And then Rarity goes, I do things to Sweetie Belle. I give her lessons and things. And then Applejack says, but you don't give Anne. And that really respect Applejack's character because and she and Apple Bloom fly with Rarity to have her take part in the Sisterhood Social rather than Applejack being with Sweetie Belle. And that's what made me really admire Applejack's character and give him my full respect. And of course she plays the guitar, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, DB, I guess you're next.
Go ahead, DB.
Okay, let me think. What was I going to say? One thing about Applejack is competitiveness as such. Like, for example, the episode "The Last Roundup." Before, like when she's training for that particular event.
Well, we're going way back to season 1.
That was season 2.
Are you sure?
Season 2, yeah. It was season 2.
Yeah,
that's
season
not
2.
season 2.
Deal.
One of the best episodes of season 2, honestly.
But then it is also one of those episodes where she tries to hide the fact that she failed for the sake of her pride.
Yep.
Because there is one little slight issue I have with Applejack. She can be at times a little bit too prideful.
Yeah.
Such as in the last roundup and in the... What's the name of that episode where she was trying to do many sort of odd jobs and apple harvesting at the same time?
Apple Book season.
That was back in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I love that episode a lot, actually.
Also, pun totally intended, she is rather stubborn as a mule.
I heard like some people
That pony is
saying
stubborn as a mule. Yaw. No offense. None taken.
None taken.
You know, that was actually in that episode. I loved that.
Yes. That was great.
Anyway, I heard some like Bronies talking about in the last roundup that Applejack was retreading the same lesson she learned in Applebuck season. And they've had quite a few differences. Like in Applebuck season, it was her stubbornness to do the task by herself and not asking any help. But in the last roundup, it was just shame that she didn't want to tell her friends the truth that she didn't win the rodeo competition.
Yeah, she got every color but blue. And she didn't win any prize money like she had intended to bring back home so that they could fix up the town hall. But,
Yeah.
The one thing I do want to mention about this, going off topic for a sec, the last roundup, am I the only one who seems to think the mayor cared nothing but the money when she left?
Yes!
Nobody really likes their mayor, especially in that episode.
Because all she cared about was the money. That was it.
She's
That's
a
really all she cared about.
politician. What else do you expect?
Exactly, but I mean,
Not all politicians suck.
Just most of them.
just barely this one sucks a little. But no, I mean, it's just I think Mary was just happy that something was getting done because AJ took it upon herself to do it, and she was happy about it. You know, because
The one thing we can't really forget the last roundup without mentioning Chincherry or Chimichanga.
Not really.
Pinkie
Not
Pie
really.
was last episode.
Not really relevant because it isn't about Applejack, but whatever. That is also funny.
Because that was one thing I did want to try and bring up last episode, but I kind of forgot.
One thing that Rosie did bring up about her learning things and it being brought up in later on episodes was in Super Speedy Cider Squeezy 6000. The fact that she was willing to accept help from her, what she called her family, when she nodded towards Twilight and the others. That was her accepting help, which is what she was not doing in both Buckball season, both in
Applebuck season.
Yeah, Applebuck season, and the other one that you just were talking about.
Last roundup.
Last roundup.
But I think last roundup came out a little bit after Super Speedy. I think.
Though speaking of Super Speedy, though, I do want to agree with the Golden Fox's opinion on the moral of the episode. Because of the way Applejack said, I didn't learn a goddamn thing. I was right all along.
Then why'd you write the letter?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm like, so if
The
you
way that
didn't,
was just no.
I was like, really? Like, what's the point of writing the letter if you didn't learn anything?
Well, that's the thing. It's a kid's show, and you're not going to learn You're not going to learn something every single day, regardless of what most people are going to believe. But you may relearn things. You may be reminded of things, but this might have just been a twist of how they wanted to write, saying this particular lesson.
It's like sometimes you learn a lesson, sometimes you just take the piss.
Sometimes you learn a lesson, sometimes you already know the lesson, you were right all along.
Yep.
Yep. Maybe it would have been better if she had worded it as saying, like, that she, kind of unintentionally, that she did sort of teach Flum and Flan that lesson and doing things the way that she did. Even though that didn't carry over to their next appearance, but
Episode.
whatever.
Yeah, that pissed me off. They went
But I mean,
from-
I'll give the.
They went from trying to basically peddle and essentially steal land and property and industry to straight up
full-on
scamming.
scamming people.
full-blown scamming.
Snake oil salesman.
But if Viva Las Pegasus has taught us anything, they are getting better. Hell, they own a casino now.
Which is
well, in casinos you do get scammed, so at least they did it in the right place this time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. In their case, the house wins.
You know what?
Of course, I can pretty much. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. You finish what you're saying.
I was just going to say really quick. Of course, then again, I kind of feel like if they were to show up in Ponyville again, Twilight will probably kill him on sight.
It is nice though that they didn't reform Flim and Flam. That they're still technically the sleazeballs that they always were.
Yeah.
It's like they're sleazy. It's sleazy, but in that episode, you at least know where they stand now.
Yeah.
When it comes to Applejack, something that really just caught my eye, I just remembered it, and it was something that was very, very big in my eyes that people don't realize. When Rainbow Dash's turtle had to be going to hibernation, all I kept hearing was, "Don't you see, Twilight? Applejack cries on the inside!"
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true.
That's a very, very country thing, is that when we do cry, we're crying on the inside. It really is true. But when we're alone, that's when we actually let it out.
Except
I can kind of see that.
Except for that one time when Apple Bloom was trying on her Grand Galloping Gala dress and she started crying, but that was more of a prideful crying than sad crying.
Yeah, prideful crying is something, but sad crying is no. We try to avoid showing it.
Plus, Apple Bloom is still young. She's still kind of learning all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, younger country folk, especially the much younger children, are much more expressive than the adults. Much more expressive.
Well, because they're given a pass because they're younger, and then when you're getting older, it's like, grow up, boy. Or my grandfather, I still remember this to this day. You better quit crying, or I'll give you something to cry about. And I'm like, we quit crying, and that was said to a 7-year-old who stepped on a piece of glass. Yet he didn't realize I did that, but he thought I was crying over something else, something stupid, like I couldn't get a piece of candy or something, and I wound up stepping on some glass. And when he realized that, he didn't apologize, but his attitude changed a little bit with that. But it was just in the country, you kids there, you give them that grace period, and then when they reach a certain age, by about 10, it's like tough love. It's like you gotta be tough on them because life's gonna be tough on you, so you can't show your emotions.
In other words, everybody is an asshole. There's no nice people in the world no more.
Yes. In fact, those words that he just said is echoed throughout the South even to this day.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, understandably, in some, and like with Applejack always wanting to do it by herself, her way and whatnot, that's echoed throughout the South. But if you look back in history, they're like the poor South. They have been taken advantage of in instances of getting cheated out of land and whatnot. So that's why some of these traditions stayed, and that's why some of this mindset is. And that's kind of echoed in Applejack. And actually, that's kind of the reason why I don't like her, is because she reminds me of the people I'm living around. I'm like,
I feel the same because my cousin basically tells me I'm not a man 24/7.
What? Oh.
Also, these are the same people that tell me to grow tough skin.
I don't think that's exclusively a Southern thing, because my brother...
It's an everyone thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's taught that.
Yeah.
I did at least take his lessons to heart, though.
I do think there are some lessons of toughness that need to be taught to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of kids out there that thinks the whole world owes them something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you have your elders who literally act like tough, you know what?
Tough sons of bitches.
No, tough shits because they think, oh, I'm old, so I demand respect from you.
Well, I mean,
Tough shits.
Well, the thing is like you have different groups of people, and like the elders, some elders, I give respect because I've known they've gone through. Like I know a guy, he's lost his house at least 5 times due to fires, natural. A tornado tore it up. I remember a lightning strike actually struck bolt struck his house, set it on fire. Then, when he was rushing one of these kids to the hospital, they left a candle burning because they weren't expecting it, and he just forgot. He just wanted his kid to get. He wanted to get his kid to the hospital. They had fallen out of a tree and broke his arm. It's just like, but give that guy his dues.
I hear you.
Together. He didn't show any emotion when he lost this stuff. All he said was, "Well, it's time to get to work and get a new one, or it's time to do this." He had his plan. He just, as soon as it happened, it's like he had a plan in his head already in motion and was setting it in motion. But you couldn't help this son of a gun for anything. He wouldn't take money. So when the church, when one of our local churches tried to give you money to help, pay for some of the stuff that at least to get his house rebuilt for the last time, they were trying to figure out how to get into it, and he just would not take it. Finally, they had me and 2 of my friends. We acted like a distraction and got his brother to go in and leave the money on his kitchen counter, and then we all left. And then Preacher got an angry phone call about how he didn't want help, but he wound up breaking down and crying, and he felt like he didn't feel like he had worth. And I can sometimes see that a little bit in Applejack about how she sits there and she's so stubborn and she won't take help. But it's okay. You got your friends. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when we were talking about ponies?
Oh, jeez.
I was going to say,
I just don't want
Let's
to.
went back to Applejack.
Yeah, speaking of stubborn.
I was about to say, who hasn't gone yet?
It's everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, did Prose go? Prose, did you have your turn?
No, I didn't.
Go for
And it's
it.
Prose's turn now.
Okay. Well, Applejack has been my favorite pony since I started watching the show for several reasons. Obviously, she's honest. She's hot. She's hardworking. She's hot.
Rose, we get it. You want a banger. I mean, what?
Prose has a very one-track mind.
She wants to bring her. She wants to bring her over she wants to bring her onto the table and butter her biscuit.
Oh,
Say it again. Say it again. Get my rope.
AJ's
she
barn
wants
door.
Rose, I'm so sorry.
He wants the piece of apple pie.
Apple pie!
What
Apple pie!
Okay, Faith, both
With
you and Jake are
cinnamon.
going to the corner now.
What about Apple Prose?
Sorry, next. Sorry.
Why the hell do I hang out with you people?
Because we have a lot of respect for you, man. We do. We appreciate you.
Me and you hang out because
the
me and you are the same. I am your gender bent, I know.
But like, in all seriousness, though, I love Applejack so much because she's pretty much the kind of person I wish I was. Because I wish I was as honest as she is. I can lie through my teeth and nobody can find out until much later. I wish I was as hardworking as she was. For example, I should be writing right now, but I've been sitting here for the past couple of hours doing almost nothing. And
I take no credit in that act.
I know, it's my fault. It's my decision to slack off. But that's kind of what draws me to her so much. She has so many qualities I wish I had, and that's kind of why my favorite characters are my favorite characters in the show, actually. All of the ones that are not very much like me and that I have, like, at first glance, nothing in common with, I love them so much because they're the kind of people that I've always kind of wanted to be like. I already said that my favorite Applejack episodes are Main Attraction, and even though the episode technically isn't about Applejack, The Perfect Pair is still my favorite episode of the entire series at this point, even though it's technically not about her.
It's about the Apple family, which is essentially still the same thing.
Yeah. Though they found out their pair. I thought she was gonna have a mental breakdown or an identity crisis or something.
Yeah.
Like 5 seconds, she kind of did.
Well, they didn't know. I mean, no one really told them about, their mother and father. They really didn't speak. We knew that they talked about their mother and father, but they didn't really think about the grandparents from the other side. And they're like going, what about?
Plus, I wish I could understand a rivalry between apples and pears. It doesn't make any sense.
Actually thinking about it, do you know that episode of season 6 was based on more or less like a situation between the Hatfields and McCoys?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Footfields and the McColts, I believe.
I kind of feel like
nothing to do with.
I kind of feel like the episode should have been more or less somewhat based on that instead of the tried and done Romeo and Juliet storyline.
I mean, they're technically kind of off of the same concept in a way.
Yeah, two feuding families, except for Romeo and Juliet actually went into having a spark of forbidden love in it, while the Hatfields and McCoys is just, I think that just
familial
misunderstanding.
Plus, there's a lot of death involved in that story, from what I understand.
Oh, both of them.
Both of them, yes, but
a lot of homicide.
Yep.
Well, how do we get from ponies to homicide now? What the hell?
The perfect pair. I mean,
ponies and homicide.
With
that is one thing I don't think they're ever gonna do in ponies is actually do death, pony character death.
I want to say it, but none of you have watched the movie.
I saw that bit. But no, in the actual show, I mean, they do hint at it every now and then with they kind of hint at it with the Apple the parents, but like this one commenter said on Dripper Bureau, until there's an episode with their gravestones or that they fully admit that they're dead, they are not dead. They are somewhere. They're either in the Antarctic or somewhere, and somebody's gonna go find them and save them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of hope that they sort of keep them dead because I think that's more powerful.
Exactly. Plus,
I choose to believe that the tree serves as their gravestones.
Pretty much is just the. Let's face it, bronies are weird.
It is a symbol of their everlasting love and their tragic demise.
Yeah, maybe they might. It just depends. I mean, it's kind of one.
I mean, whatever they do. I mean, if they do it, they do it. But
I'm hoping Grandpa Pear gets to come back because that's a character that'd be interesting to see happens by again.
Yeah.
See if they can bring William Shatner back. See if they can bring William Shatner.
My favorite episode was the slumber party one until the Apple family, the
Apple family reunion.
Well, that one, and then the mama and daddy one.
Perfect pair.
Yeah, I'm bad at remembering.
The mommy and daddy episode.
The one that showed the mom and dad.
The song from that one is gorgeous.
That's the thing. This is the thing. I haven't watched many episodes since season 3. I actually kind of quit watching because it was just
blasphemy! How dare you call yourself a brony?
I've been a brony since Gen 1. I remember the original Applejack. Who's a clumsy pony?
Yeah, we don't speak about that Applejack or that Twilight, thank you.
We have an OG brony amongst us. Bound respect.
Yeah, like seriously though, I actually like the Gen 1 ones, but a lot better than Gen 0.5. But anyway, the thing is, I'm in a relationship with Mad Munchkin or Amy Mifflin, as some of you might know her.
Yes.
And she actually called me, got me in a Skype call, and she was crying, bawling her eyes out, and I'm like going, "What's wrong, honey?" And she goes, "This song. And it's that song. It literally the first line of it that we're so far apart. She started bawling, and I can understand, and that kind of that one's now my favorite episode.
That song is literally the anthem for everyone in a long distance relationship.
Exactly.
I've been wanting to do a cover of that song for Rosie.
I already did.
Yes.
There's 3 of us in here, or 4 of us, in a long distance relationship. So I mean, that song speaks to us differently, and that's why I feel like a lot of people do like it that are in long distance relationships.
Not to mention that one show does acoustic numbers than most mainstream acts. Looking at you, John Mayer, you piece of shit. No disrespect to anyone. No disrespect to anyone who likes John Mayer in the audience.
Alright, who's next?
The only other thing I was going to say is Appledash is still my main ship, and I don't care what anybody says.
She's been here since season 1, okay?
Apple pie.
Rainbow pie. Rainbow pie.
Never!
I like Apple Rara. That's my favorite.
Apple Rara.
Because there's
one fucking episode is the only thing that supports that ship.
Oh, it's because they're so polar opposite.
It's bad art.
So honestly, in terms of the shipping thing, I don't think as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Applejack is shippable. But that's just because the show hasn't made much of a case for it yet.
Fapplejack.
I was sure they'll come up with something. What did you just say?
That's what I thought I heard you say is Fapplejack.
Jack.
Introducing a new ship. Fapplejack.
I wish I could have come up with that. I am now jealous of you, sir.
Flapjack. She loves a pony named Flapjack.
Yeah, that's it. That's totally it. We're not talking about something else.
Well, that way she doesn't have to change her last name. It still stays Stack.
Watch.
I am never sorry.
Watch in season 8. There's going to be an episode where Applejack enters a freaking pancake house. He finds a ship named Flapjack, and they fall in love. Best ship ever.
And he's a unicorn.
I want apple pancakes. I'm hungry now because of you people.
Cinnamon pancakes all around.
It's Applejack with a new extendable food. Fapplejack! In stores now.
Flam!
Fapplejacks with extra syrup. We are going to hell.
Bloom, get my rope. I need to tie up these flam brothers. Okay, big sis.
Yup.
Yup.
I'm pretty sure I have a first-class seat for my designated route to hell.
I'm driving the bus. What are y'all talking about?
For me.
We're all on
And
the
I'm not
highway.
even getting paid.
We're all on the highway to hell, ladies and gentlemen. Strap
Really?
in.
We're already there.
Really, because the devil has a restraining order against me.
Whoever goes to hell first, say hi to Aeon for me, okay? Thank you.
What are you talking about? We're already there.
Oh, jeez.
We are in his dominion. We are the servants of Lucifer.
Oh, why do y'all keep bringing up my dad in this? I mean, seriously. You know, he owes me about $200 and a lot of missed birthdays. That motherfucker.
So wait, are you Damien?
Actually, that was, like, no joke, that was actually supposed to be my original name until I found out. And then she found out what it meant, and then she's like, no, you're not being named Damien. And I'm like going,
Alright.
Anyways, anyone else still need to go?
No, I think that's everyone.
Okay, well, I usually save myself for last.
Yeah.
Unless I choose not to go, or I choose that I've gone enough in between everybody else. Because I like to break in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I do have a habit of doing that, I know.
Don't worry about it.
Hey, you're the host of the show, man. It's your show.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
But one of the things about Applejack, and I actually want to wind up doing I think it'd be nice to do a video about this, because she's one of two ponies that makes me want to reconsider what the elements of harmony really are.
Uh-huh.
And kind of rebrand them, because I think they're not quite what they're supposed to be.
Thank you.
Okay.
The elements of harmony for Applejack and Rarity, I don't think should be honesty and generosity. I think they should be not pride. Damn sure not pride. That's not right.
No, Rainbow would
pride is a
most likely
place.
fall underneath that one.
No, well, because I've always thought as
So.
I've always thought as I thought it was always like this. It's like, wait a minute, Applejack's honesty and Rainbow Dash's loyalty. Let's switch those around, shall we?
No.
Maybe, yeah.
But
Because
Rarity
Applejack is more loyal. Go ahead.
Rarities, I've always believed, should never be generosity.
Oh?
I think hers, from the very start, should have been inspiration.
Yeah, I was about to
Sense.
say, wasn't that supposed
That
to be
makes
her
sense.
element anyway, or creativity or something like that?
Yeah, inspiration. To
I can see
inspire
that.
others.
Makes sense.
Either to create, to become better ponies or people or whatever.
Though inspiration doesn't really have much to do with harmony, honestly. Though there's probably something about that I'm missing.
But it would be a great aspect to the best perfect of friendship. Or the best of friendships.
Gotcha.
Is what I'm
Right.
talking about. Because friendship is magic. As far as the title is concerned. So you would have the loyalty, kindness, you would have laughter or optimism, which is what I think it should be. Not generosity, but inspiration. And then I'm trying to remember what it was I was going to make Applejacks.
I mean,
Tradition.
No, not tradition.
But if
I mean,
No singing. Oh my god, not that song, please.
What song?
inspiration is, you can give inspiration and it can be like, so
inspiration and aspiration, and you can inspire and you can help build up your friends, and it makes the entire group, yourself and others, better.
Yeah.
And that's what builds the friendship up.
And I can see that, but also generosity works too, because you can, depending on how you use it, they both can be used.
Mm-hmm. Well, generosity could only be considered as a part of inspiration.
Because generosity is kind of a form of kindness, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is going on for a very long time. I am going to take off. Be patient with the next podcast, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right.
See you, Painted.
Bye, Painted.
Say hi to Aeon for us. And she's gone.
He's talking about her actual horse, not Aeon of Dreams.
No, I know. That's what I was getting at.
Anyways.
We know.
Fun.
But, something. I keep trying to think of it.
Watch, when this podcast is over, you're going to have the answer in your head.
Yeah, I guarantee it. The podcast will be over and I'll think of it. I'm like, God damn it!
Hey, something to say for next time.
Yeah, but the worst part is I was thinking of it earlier and I was going to interrupt somebody, but I didn't want to. Because I wasn't going to like make the statement of what this thing was until I got to my point. Because it wasn't related to what you guys were talking about earlier. Because the whole concepts of rebranding the elements of harmony and the elements of friendship is just, it's not something that other people would consider as what should be done. But by the time that the show started, and by the time the show was begun by writing, they already kind of were created, so they were stuck with what they had.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I actually have to head off too. Thank you very much for having me. I am to go do some project stuff. I'll catch you later.
All right.
Take care, man.
All right.
Stay awesome.
Later, man.
Later.
Later.
We have a couple people going now. We are probably about an hour and a half into this, so most likely this is...
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
This is a good time for us to stop. So if you guys want to go ahead and say your goodbyes, I'll post some questions in the description section below, such as some of the questions that have been asked here, like what are your best episodes or worst episodes for Applejack? What are some of your favorite Applejack moments or worst Applejack moments? What's your best Applejack ships or crack ships or hell?
Or your favorite pie, like apple pie, cherry pie, blueberry pie. No, really, I'm curious about that.
Anyways, Pinkie Pie was last episode.
We all know the best pie is cinnamon pie. Emphasis on the sin.
I thought it was butterscotch cinnamon pie, first of all. Obvious Undertale reference is obvious.
So, this will be a farewell from my wonderful co-host, Rosie.
See you later, everybody.
And from our much belated entry, Shadow Knight.
Stay awesome, guys.
Seriously, get here on time.
My mother wanted to go to the grocery store.
I'll tell you
I'm the only one with money.
Hey, I got money. I just happened to do my shopping earlier in the morning. What's your excuse?
I had to work in the morning.
I'm just busting chops, man.
We also had D Birch.
Later.
And KickIt.
Have fun, y'all.
And Jake Hammerquist.
I guess you could say that this episode brought us to our core.
Shun him! Shun him now!
I get the last part of the show. Fear me.
And keep growing that barn. So
Raise that barn. Raise that barn. 1,
2, 3, 4. Yes, raise that
No!
barn. That's exactly what I was going to say. What a.
Jake Hammerquist, Prophetic Prose.
I need to invest in a cone of shame for these two idiots.
But we're your idiots! Well, friends anyway. And her friends away.
I will wear this coat with pride, Pros. You know this.
And poor FaithStar, whom I think is one of the more level-headed people in this call.
Later, guys. It's crazy.
People.
And I am Postscript of the Brony Crusaders, and hopefully we'll be a little bit more sane next week. I can't promise anything.
Not likely. Not likely.
What are we doing next week? I know.
Trying to take over the world.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I think we do every week, Shadow.
Oh my god.